there an agenda for pre-town meeting?
No,
Okay.
just pre-town meeting,
That's it.
whatever anyone wants it to be.
What are we drinking tonight?
This is a electrolyte replacement packet thing. I was telling Becky about it earlier. It's delicious.
I love them.
This one's citrus.
Very, just gave it a time.
Yeah, sorry.
Izzy, I see you're there. Are you listening?
Always.
All right, would you, since you're the moderator, would you like to take care of this meeting, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I mean, I can. I mean, I don't know exactly what you want me to do.
Yeah.
I guess, well, if you want me to do it, I can, but just ask people if there are any questions, go through the list of articles on the warning and go from there.
Sure, I'm more than willing to do that. So
right.
if you want me to.
Yep, go ahead, start the meeting.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order, I guess. So I guess you want me to just go through each article,
Yeah,
or at least the ones that kind of, and to see if there's any questions, or do we want to just ask if there's any questions in general?
well, I think you could always used to go down through, as I remember it, didn't you, Rob?
Sure, all right. What's that?
A waste of time.
I mean, really, I mean, we're not gonna hear reports of all the different different, like the auditors, the library listers,
Right.
I mean, hardly anybody here anyway. How many people are on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess.
The last few times we've done this, that I remember, that people just ask questions.
Okay, all right. Rob made the motion and he seconded it, that he wants to have people ask.
Well, now you're putting words in my mouth.
That's on record.
Yeah. So I guess, anybody got questions?
I did.
Okay, we'll let Kay go.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
All right, Kay.
Okay, I had some budget questions. Also, I'd like somebody at town meeting to call it the American Rescue Plan Act. Every reference I saw in the town report was ARPA. I think people should know their tax dollars are going to work for them. And I don't think everybody would know what ARPA is. And in the budget, I was wondering, what does PILOT stand for?
Yeah.
And
Payment in lieu of taxes.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you hear that?
Payment in lieu of taxes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I can explain it, but.
Essentially, that's just money that the state gives us for their property that they own in town. So there's very little.
That's the state garage in Tunbridge.
So they,
utilities too?
their utilities are separate, but there's like some little areas where the fishing game owns. So there's just some small things that may give us money in lieu of taxes. So we don't actually send them a tax bill, they just send us money that they appropriate for taxes.
And not for profits, like the fair game?
Okay, thank you.
We,
Oh.
point decided that we did not tax them, maybe you have more. to
Their
say
tax
on that.
exempt. Vision.
But sometimes regular deals, like, yeah, where somebody like that gives roles. But I don't know.
But I don't
Up to
think,
the
I don't think
municipality,
the
right?
pilot thing has anything to do with the fair.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Fine.
On the building rents, is that just the town hall or ball field, or are there other rental properties?
Which one?
Building run.
Building rent income?
We read it's just the town hall.
Wow. Do we charge for the ball fields at all?
We do, but that's in the recreation budget. And that is up to them. And how they charge it, Never find anything I want.
Way in the middle somewhere. Narrow it down.
That narrowed it down.
You know what page they're on?
That's pretty much.
Couldn't look that close.
It's
And,
page 27.
So, they're done that.
Well, that's the orders.
The recreation committee reports, NA,
No, that,
not applicable.
Did it not make the book?
Well, this is the recreation committee.
Yeah.
Alright, so apparently their budget didn't make the book, but
Oh, there is a recreation, but no, that,
There's something else in the rec somewhere.
it looks like their budget is not here. Um,
Oh,
so I'm gonna say, yes, they usually have what they call field rent. That they charge, teams to play. So that's, these are the only rentals we have, is the town hall and the rec does charge field rent.
Okay, I didn't see it. A question on the highway budget. There were 2 items listed with minus signs. Does that mean that those trucks are no longer in service, were sold or traded in or something? That was on
So-
page 16.
What happened there is actually that there was, this is weird to our accounting system. There was a check that was voided. It was paid in the previous budget, so when it gets voided in this year, it becomes a negative amount. Because it was already paid in our previous budget.
Okay. And my last question was with the town nurse. She started out at 8 hours and a year ago, her salary was less than $6,000 and now she's in for $24,000. But I haven't heard that her job status has been changed, that you've upgraded her hours or whatever, so I'm just kind of wondering what's happening.
that's on there.
That's page 12.
Oh, yeah, that, very
On page
good.
12.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we did, but did we ever make it official? Did we ever have a motion or anything? like
I'm
that?
not sure, well,
I only read it somewhere.
I don't know, but I'm not sure if she knows that, well, obviously it has to pass, but she was hoping, I talked to her today, and she was like, I hope I got the increase, cause I have so much to do,
Mhm.
so. I know she's hoping that it passes, but.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think she knows because I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago at the first clinic and she said she worked 8 hours a week. Or it was, that's what she was, contracted to do. So you all are giving her how many more hours?
That's big a deal.
It's
I
not
thought
on
we-
the computer.
I thought we'd double, or 16, yeah, 16 or 20 or something.
I can't remember the number, but
But she
yeah,
said if she got the same work at Chelsea, right, it would be.
Right.
right,
Full-time.
Yeah,
equivalent.
full-time. Last year.
so maximum 20,
I think so.
yeah.
And some of that also, I think, was it to cover like mileage?
Yeah.
Some of the things that were out of pocket to her.
Could be,
Well, what did we vote at town meeting last year? That's not in the minutes, so that I see.
With 8,000.
The previous budget
Was-
for her,
Didn't we
I think
vote
it was like
to?
12 or 13,000 total that we budgeted for.
wasn't 10,000 of it a grant though? And it was like, we were gonna see how it went.
she did get a grant, yes.
She mentioned that to me too, a $5,000 grant she got.
But I thought we still voted 13,000, so.
I think you're right, yeah.
Was it a specific item or was it just part of
It
the
was
budget?
it was a line item
Yeah.
in your budget.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You want me to get last year's town report?
Not on my account, no.
Was it 2 years ago?
It might have been 2
Must
years
have
ago,
been
I'm
2
not
years
really
ago.
sure.
Yeah,
But I remember it, that it was you know,
I think we were at the fairgrounds, which would have been 2 years ago now.
Right,
Yeah,
yes, I think you're right. It was at the
because
fairgrounds.
that's when we first did it, and it said we budgeted 12,000,
Mhm.
and last year 18. And this year 24,
Mhm.
right?
So if you budgeted 18, you must have increased your hours from the first time to now.
Right.
But she only spent 8.
Last year. Well, that's half a year.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
right. Right,
And I think that grant was contingent upon her establishing a town nurse position,
Mhm, mhm. You're right.
so it was leverage someone.
Okay, that was all my questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Kate.
Yeah,
there. Can you look that up sometime?
You want me to look up hours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think we increased them. That was somewhere else. And I'm not sure when.
We'll find it.
Good test, we'll have that. Stop it.
It would actually be the insurance.
Good administrative. So they have that.
She'll find it. I know she will. Yeah,
Well,
they're very close.
do we want,
That was a shame.
per case note, we should have, when the rec department does a report, and we can talk about all fields and that.
Yeah,
And actually, what spent the budget,
Yeah.
no budget made it in.
Right.
what's up for
Yeah.
Helen?
Is it okay for me to go? now?
yes, yes.
And so on the select board page 7, on your select board report,
Oh, oh,
the general fund, you have, the taxes to be raised, 462,735. And then on page 9, in the current property taxes collected, you have 762,740. Which is only a $5 difference, but it's either one or the other. And then in your highway department, your proposed raise by taxes is 1,040,585. And on page 15, it's 1,065,000. That's a $25,000 difference. So I just want to know which one it is that you're asking for. The first one is only $5 difference. That's not a big deal, but the 25,
Right,
and that's what you have in your proposal here, but in your written report, it's $25,000 less. So
Yeah, that's-
that needs to be clarified.
do you have that anywhere?
Becky would have it.
I'm gonna say that we're gonna have to go by the one that's in the budget, because that's what
Yeah.
makes our budget. Correct.
In the proposal, not in the written, not in the,
Oh,
so you're
Not
talking about the
necessarily in the report, but what's in the. budget
one,
itself.
1,065,000?
That
So
sounds.
that, remember we changed, did that get changed that time?
I mean, there might have been the small little changes.
No, there was what was it? There was something that wasn't in there when we were writing them down.
yeah,
You were on that worksheet, I remember. There was, what was that, like, it was.
I don't remember. This was a long time ago for my brain.
yeah,
What the heck, what did we add, it was something.
yeah, because we were waiting for a figure and we didn't get it until
Wait,
the very end.
Something that was worth $25,000.
Yeah,
yeah,
Guess you better find out.
yeah.
I guess we better.
Did you say 25,000 or $25?
25,000.
For the highway.
Oh, yes, so. I don't remember what it was for the highway, I remember we were waiting for the ambulance number.
Yeah, first we're.
Oh, right.
Oh,
And we might have changed something or tweaked it by 25,000.
I'm also just wondering if because you were writing the report to get it in prior to the deadline, and then you had one more budget meeting and approved the budget, but you had already put it in.
This is spreadsheet probably went in ultimate with later.
Right.
And then I had a couple other things. On page 29 of the town payroll. Is that actually what Rodney Hoyt made, the 36,000?
Okay. The problem with Rodney Rice is he was out for
Well,
6
I
months.
did, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a reverse typo or something,
No.
because
Yeah. no, he
everybody
out
else was
for
much higher than him.
6 months, and so he got workman's.
Okay, that was what I figured happened, but I didn't know. And then my last question for tonight is, we've already talked about it a little bit, is the reason for the ordinance, the noise ordinance, and what it was brought forth for, and the ins and outs of it. How would you, who's gonna be responsible to take care of the issues if there is any, if it passes, and that type of thing?
Okay. I can answer that,
Okay,
because I think I brought it up in the first place. Over the years, we've had many complaints, well, I wouldn't say many, but off and on complaints about barking dogs or somebody shooting a gun or something like that. And not like just shooting a gun once or twice, but 100 times a day or whatever for days on end. And I guess there was one where neighbor was riding a motorcycle at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning or something, and that got kind of annoying, and so I thought that we ought to maybe have an ordinance, because we haven't had a lot of luck with the Orange County Sheriff's Department over the years anyway. But a couple of times they said, well, we can't do anything if we go to speak to this person because there's no ordinance to back it up. And so out of that came this ordinance.
so is it townwide?
It would be townwide, yeah.
I have some concerns about this ordinance too. As it's written right here, this would effectively shut my business down this time of year. Because there's no forestry exemption. It's, we're in climate change. I gotta work on Saturdays and Sundays. I start working at 5 o'clock in the morning to get out when the roads are frozen. This is a problem.
It's only, well, and I'm not, I absolutely take what you're saying seriously, but it's only a problem if someone complains. And if you're up in back 40 somewhere working, then probably nobody would complain.
Probably, but not necessarily, they won't.
And also, the complaint would come to the select board, and then we could say, well, what did I work? He's trying to give.
And until you guys aren't on the site board and somebody else
Yeah,
is.
that's a good point.
This is a dangerous road to go down.
Yeah.
That's sort of my feeling on it. There should at least be a forestry exemption. I don't know who wrote it. But there should at least be a forestry with the agriculture exemption.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion to add that, and then I'm also gonna vote against it. So, even with the forestry exemption, my barking dog, you're shooting guns, sort of live in Vermont to let other people live. And I hope they let me live doing my thing.
I think your barking dog, you have an ordinance for that, through the dog ordinance, don't you? So you've had people that
Yeah.
write in letters saying, well, I have this annoyance, and you guys have dealt with it, or.
Yeah.
So I think that part, the dog part is probably
Yeah.
already covered, but, so you folks are prepared to take on whatever complaints there is, that's who administers it?
We do now.
Okay,
If somebody complains about a barking dog, we take.
Well,
it.
Right, but I
what
mean-
she's saying, we can't pull in somebody, Windsor County Sheriff, and say, go up and tell Helen, because we ain't got no ordinance, so they say, well, there's nothing we can do about it.
And I also wanted to say that I'm just looking from our point of view that we ought to have an ordinance, but if you and everybody else vote that we don't want to have an ordinance, I'm not gonna get mad about it. It just makes our job harder when somebody complains.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a dog in the fight.
And the question was raised of who helped write the ordinance? And then the other question I would have is, are other towns enacting ordinances similar to this, or have they enacted ordinances, and how are they working in other towns?
So I was asked by the select board to collect other examples and kind of morph it into something that we could, begin the discussion about. So I was the one who wrote the ordinance based off of other surrounding towns. So many other surrounding towns have noise ordinances. If you look at Bethel, if you look at Royalton, if you look at Stratford, Sharon, like their list of policies, you know, that they have is much longer than Tunbridge is, and not saying that's good or bad either way. But so a lot of these ordinances are ones that I have pulled from surrounding communities. I haven't asked to see how it's been working for them. I'm not sure. But that was where I got most of the language and stuff, and we kind of started adjusting it for Tunbridge to just begin the conversation.
Did you borrow, did the league have a generic one too?
The league doesn't really, they will look over it and have suggestions for you, but they don't just have templates on their website. No, so these are ones that other towns, you know, have written that I've kind of pulled and pieced together.
And I personally, I don't know how many times over the years, gone and talked to people about their barking dog, or their this or that, or whatever, and most times you go talk to them, they're decent about it, and they'll do something about their barking dog.
I'd like Casella to be on the back roads before 6:30 in the morning,
Yeah,
frankly. I mean, they're not exempt from posted roads,
right,
not that we posted yet,
not yet,
yeah,
not for 2 weeks, but
huh?
not for 2 weeks, or so, usually it's March 15th.
Well, it's whenever you guys warn it on the select board meeting, and then
Right.
after that. But Rodney's generally pretty good to work with anyway.
Yes,
I like Rodney. Says go when you know you can go, and if you mess up my roads, we'll throw you off.
yeah,
That's all I want as a logger.
yeah,
I mean, I think the other thing is that it can either get voted down, or potentially when we hear what the discussion is,
Right.
we could table it, do more due diligence, like other towns that come in and talk about it.
And what I want, everybody to know is that if we vote yes to move forward with it, it's not automatically approved. It's just that we asked the voters if they would want us to continue
Right.
on the road with the process. It still needs to then be, warned on a select board meeting, posted in the Herald. We still have so many other steps. We're just asking, yeah, more hearings, more feedback from the public, and it could still, again, be voted down. We're just wanting to know if people are interested in us moving forward with it in general. I guess.
that's a good point,
Yeah.
you ought to make that really clear.
It's not inactive on town meeting day by day.
Yeah.
Well, I can sit here too. We could also probably make a policy.
Right.
Something aspirational.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to force it, so it's just connected to it, but. Sort of just like respect your neighbor, you know.
Right.
Thing.
I mean, I felt bad about chipping at 4 o'clock with people around, but it's either that or you just don't do your job, because that's what we have for weather now. And I'm sure the construction people feel the same way, you know, after last summer, you know, it was a race to get anything done. You know, you lost 6 weeks in the middle of summer. So I'm sure a lot of people worked on Saturdays and Sundays that, you know, probably didn't want to be working on a Saturday and Sunday, but they're just sort of forced into it.
Did anyone complain when you were chipping at 4 in the morning?
Not yet, I'm gonna bring them some beer, there's
Yeah.
only one house there.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Like, beer takes care of itself.
Yeah, hopefully, but the next person, it might not be quite the same way, and if there's an ordinance, then, you know, it sets it up for
Yes,
not being able to do it.
Yeah.
And as you constrict it farther and farther down, eventually, you just can't even do your business anymore.
and I get your point about this select board might be okay, but 10 years from now, it might not be.
Yeah, I see it, this year we had Route 132 in Norwich got posted. And so it walks off that end of like our major haul route, and that was never posted before, so it's a steady erosion.
Yeah.
Of being able to do things that you used to be able to do in Vermont.
Was that for noise? Why were they posting that?
It's posted for weight,
Well,
because apparently it's not a state highway.
132 is on the state highway.
Nope,
in the villages, right?
in the whole thing.
Really?
I've been on the horn with representatives and
Well, they
AOT
call it
and everybody.
132.
No. Posted it was bigger.
Essentially, Stratford could be cut off from any food or fuel for 3 months. You know, by an act of Sharon and Norwich. Because there are no exemptions other than agricultural vehicles for posted roads.
I'd bring you to the even that.
Huh?
Aren't you glad to live in Tunbridge?
Yeah, I'm glad I live in Tunbridge with the state highway. But that's, sorry, that was sort of digressing
Yeah.
from the point, but it's, you know, we gotta watch that we don't become New Jersey. Sorry.
Any other
That's really
questions?
what I had, I guess.
That's it?
Yeah, you want more? Sure. I can't find it right now, but, oh, the ambulances, so. You didn't get a report from either one, but you put in basically what from last year,
No, it was an increase.
it was an increase,
Yeah. I know
from
about-
66 to 70,000.
Yeah.
It's a per capita increase.
Cause they both told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got emails from them about what their per capita was gonna be.
I don't have reports in there.
They don't. Not a budget report. They might have a written report, but not a budget report. I think that's it for me. I'll let somebody else ask.
Okay. Any more, Rob?
Just curious if anybody's going to, throw their hat in the ring for select board member?
John?
John,
Going through.
you're gonna continue, okay? Are there any other officers that people have expressed interest in continuing on or
Deb is.
not?
I'm not up for reelection.
I thought you had, no, you gotta.
You guys stuck me in for 3 years.
No, I think you stuck her in until
Yeah.
the next until the next town meeting, and then you will be voted in to finish out that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cause Rudy's up too, I think.
yeah.
So, okay, 2 of us.
I do have something on the highway budget. I think that your diesel fuel is gonna go down a little bit.
I hope so.
This year, you should be more in the $45,000 range than the $75,000 range.
God, I hope so.
Going with the prices of the diesel fuel that I've seen for my own business. But some of the other stuff went up.
So we're getting back to that. It says in here, term expires 2026, so we need to explain that.
Yeah, and I guess that was my error. I was trying to go through and.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was going by, was what it said in the book.
I also would like to say that I really like the material they're putting on the roads this spring. It's like, I think the people South Burlington would call it woodchuck dirt.
Mhm.
You know, it's made a really nice coating of the stone slime that you get off of that Chelsea, you know, the clay. And it sort of dried up the top
Yeah.
edge of the road really well, and I would suggest maybe using that a little bit more. You know, in the fall and spring, just to dry out the tops of the road a little bit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it gets so greasy that you can't barely stay on the road.
Right.
But that light brown woodchuck dirt, or
Yeah.
whatever they call it, you know, seems to be working really well.
Yeah.
I don't know where that one comes from, but.
It's digging out of the bank up here.
Yeah, just bank run stuff.
Yeah.
They like it because it does soak up the water quite well.
It really does. It's, the roads are better this spring, and that might be because, you know, we've just had consistent mud seasons all the way through. You know, I don't think you're gonna have to post this year, because I think it might be dried out by March 15th.
Right.
Well, let's cross our fingers.
We're crossing fingers on that, but that light brown stuff has really, worked wonders on on the roads this
Yep.
spring.
Yep.
My feeling.
Well, we should find out from Liz if she wants to be Liz Williams or Liz York. Liz York.
There is a Liz Williams in town though.
Oh, really?
She's our neighbor. It could be her, I don't know.
Sorry, what was that?
Who are you?
I'm Helen's neighbor.
Posing is New York.
What was
I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure because there is another Liz Williams in town, but she goes by Liz York.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Ellen. No questions for me. I just tend to attend and listen in.
Right, well, thank you. Super short, pre-town meeting.
Oh,
There's been more discussion in this one than there was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a question. So Becky, are we prepared if the town wants to make a floor amendment on policing?
I could, yeah, it's and
I thought that,
underneath
right.
there, yeah,
I
Will
gave
this
you,
be available then?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna print that.
I did every option they offered us, I got was. And then highlighted the ones that you guys had asked about.
But. Where's the article on that? I guess it would be. the budget
It would be
discussion?
during the budget discussion. And then did you also see, I emailed you and I printed off Loretta's numbers that she
Yeah,
gave off,
that's-
they were within
yeah.
an hour of each other for
Okay.
what they would give for that amount of money.
That's under general fund, right?
Mhm.
That would be general fund.
Yeah,
yeah.
some of the sheriff's have yet.
No more questions?
One more thing.
Sure.
So we're looking at about a 10% increase in our town portion of the taxes. That's correct.
Yeah,
Was it 7?
7.
I thought it was going from 87 to. 87.
Helen usually has it all figured out.
I do, actually. I
It
did
was-
bring the whole thing.
I had it here and I was just doing some calculating on it, but
Well, I calculated based on the figures that you had proposed. I'm not sure, I didn't add that 25,000 because I didn't see that until after. So that would add a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit more. On everything passed and, obviously, we don't know where the school sits, but I did look at the book and their proposed rate was $1.65. And of course, we don't know where that's gonna go, up or down, but I'm sure it's not gonna be low. So if you take the $1.65 and what I came up with for our rate, we put it up to almost, I think, 99 cents from the 90. If the 50,000 gets put in for policing, I think I heard something that somebody might bring that forth. And so if you did that, and all those figures, everything gets passed, it came up to like almost 99 cents for the town portion, plus $1.65, which put my taxes up $1,000.
Yeah.
And that is not sustainable.
What percentage is that on that?
I didn't figure out the percentage, well,
it
it went up
it's like,
$1,000
it's 96 cents for the, as proposed.
as proposed.
Without the
Without the-
law enforcement, which
Yeah,
I don't know if that's gonna get passed,
the,
the law enforcement at $50,000.
right, I know, but I added it in,
Dubious.
so you get the projection of what it could be.
Yeah,
And the school is, I don't know what it will be.
Yeah.
You know, but that puts my taxes up to over $7,000,
yeah.
which is ridiculous.
That's good.
It's just not sustainable.
Is it 99 or 96?
About 99, and I was going by last year's 411 municipal figure. I mean, that changes. Rudy sent me one today, but it doesn't have the current use and some other stuff in it, so that final calculation, could be up or down a little bit, but even so, that's scary to me.
And the current use stuff's gonna get more expensive.
What's that?
What was our rate last year?
234. I mean, total,
Right,
234, I think, or something like that.
Department of Parks,
Or
Parks and
224.
rewriting the.
I had it.
Oh, you
in-
mean,
So
so
it's
the
like
plans are gonna be
be something, some.
to have about 36% more information in them.
That's one thing we haven't done.
And
is
ours are
put the
getting
two
more
together,
expensive.
I mean, because
Right.
general fund's up 3, highways up 7, but I don't think you have it together.
They'll have it, so it won't be worth it unless you have 100 acres.
Is there any discussion about school meeting not being held or tabling the budget vote at the school meeting? Has anybody heard anything like that? Because
Well-
of what's going on in the legislature and you're hearing a lot of towns are saying they're gonna put the meeting off and held it in May or.
Yeah, Tunbridge did, the school did.
So there's not gonna be a meeting?
It's not on Monday, no, they postponed it until further notice.
Okay, are they gonna announce that?
I think they were going to reprint books with different figures in them and send them out to everybody. They just posted it on, like, they sent me the article to re-hang up, but that was the only thing that I heard from them.
It hasn't even been in the paper.
Yeah,
I know that it doesn't necessarily have to be just in the Herald.
Right.
And it could be in the Valley News.
but yeah, as of right now, it's postponed.
I think it was in the Front Porch Forum.
Yeah, I
Did you
think-
get that?
My wife saw.
Do, but I don't always.
You don't always read it, but
I don't
I
always
think
read
it was, I saw that it was canceled in that, but you know, not everybody gets that. I understand your point. Not everybody gets that.
Yeah, so the budget's gone from 77 cents to 96 cents in the last 2 years.
Mhm.
That's what, about 25%?
Something else I was thinking about is it goes up 2%, 3% every year and over, but I think it goes up 3% every year, over 10 years, that's 30%.
Yeah,
But it also goes up more than that exponentially because it goes up 3% and next year it jumps a little bit higher because it's,
yeah, and
Whatever.
2 years of 25%. I mean, we're gonna have to tighten the belts a little bit here in the next couple of years to rein that in
Mhm.
regardless, there's just not. I mean, we're not getting,
roll it in, yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't, I'm not getting 25% more for my stuff.
Me neither.
Maybe 25% less.
I haven't been through it thoroughly yet, but in regard to ARPA funding, Kay brought it up. Is there still a mess of money still available in ARPA funding that could be spent in town?
So our money has all been designated to certain things. It has not all been spent,
That's what I was wondering.
but it's all been designated. So
Okay.
there were meetings, there's like a board out there where it's all designated to go.
Oh, okay,
That was voted on.
all right.
You should come up with a spreadsheet.
Yes.
So it's gonna be started,
But.
and where we are with that.
AA's on it.
I mean, are you curious about what's unspent or?
No, I was wondering if there's more money available. That's it.
No. No,
I'd sure like to see some new doors in this building and in the town hall.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
that's
there
where the money
I
is,
was gonna say, I
yeah.
think there
A
is money designated for.
a
something.
huge portion of the money went to weatherizing this building and the town hall, which would include doors, windows, insulation, all of that.
Cause I don't know, can we change the front door? 'Cause I would love to have a door I didn't have to go sideways in.
Well, you're not the only one.
Yeah,
You can just, like, I don't care how tiny you are, you cannot walk straight in that door. And you can't carry anything in that door, 'cause you take your
Right.
knuckles off. In
Right.
fact, I bring everything in the back door,
Yeah.
then we're gonna have to carry something, cause Kathy's.
No, hello Kathy.
Hi there. Is it possible to identify people who are off camera who are speaking?
What do you mean?
Well, this voice over here is
Yeah.
Rob Howe.
Oh,
You identified Rob at the beginning and Rob's my neighbor. I recognize his voice, but I haven't, there are other people have been speaking and I'm just not sure if it's possible to say who they are. So for the benefit of people who can't see who's speaking. Is that, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah,
Say it again.
I'm Gabe, Freitag,
Who?
Gabe Freitag.
Okay, thank you. And then I think there's another person who was talking about their term. I didn't know who that was.
oh, Deb Mullen is over here. She was talking about her term as lister. Here's Helen.
I saw Helen and you identified her too, and Becky.
He's in the back. And I think that.
I just moved to town. I'm so thrilled to be here, just here to.
say your name, mister.
My name's Leland Whitehouse. Moved
Hi,
in this-
Leland.
Hey, Kathy.
Yes.
Hey, Kathy. Just moved into Scott and Amber Hoyt's old house on Spring Road. Over the moon to be in Tunbridge. I know Gary by face. I know a handful, I've met a handful of you here and there. It would be really helpful to me to just hear some names. If you don't mind. Is that okay?
Sure,
Just a quick sound off?
I'll
Is that
start.
okay?
we'll go around the room.
All right, and I'm gonna write them down, and if I screw it up next time, you'll give me one break, and then it's on me.
Yeah,
So I'm Mariah Silly and I'm town clerk and
Seen your name a million times.
the AA.
I'm Helen O'Donnell. I'm a justice of the peace,
Former town clerk.
former town clerk, former lister.
I'm John O'Brien, I'm clerk of the select board and also state rep.
And also JP. Yeah.
I'm Rebecca Floyd, I'm the treasurer.
Mike McPetrus, select board.
And farm office. You gotta add that in there.
well,
Yeah.
West Tunbridge, yeah.
West Tunbridge.
representative from West.
Representative from West Tunbridge.
You want to speak?
My name's Kathleen Stabasky and we're on West Tunbridge side, I guess. But I was here about my tax thing, tax problem. That's about it for now.
We got you already.
Yeah.
Got you. Rob Howe. Nice to meet you.
I'm Amy Frost. I'm a justice of peace and planning commission. Nice to meet you.
Got you, Jen Law.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Sorry, maybe everybody else knows everybody, but
Welcome to town.
Yeah.
Awesome.
so glad to be here.
Are you coming to town meeting?
I'm here because I'm visiting family. Didn't know that it was gonna be March 3rd. I would stuck
March
around.
5th.
March 5th, even worse.
Yeah.
You're missing
But
pie,
we're gonna be,
lunch.
yeah. And you sold it so well.
Yeah.
In your introduction.
For future reference, it's almost the first Tuesday in March.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Won't miss it next year.
You can plan on it,
Write that in the book.
Great.
You want to be a town official?
unless it's.
I want to learn and listen for a while. I know.
We need to constantly.
I was just.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We can save $50,000.
Yeah, there you go. For $50,000, I'll figure it out.
No, we're not offering that to you.
We can still nominate you if you aren't there.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm saying about our meeting. You can be allowed
Yeah.
to not even be there.
Punishment for participation.
Leland White,
I think.
how do you spell
Leland? Just call me Lee. Yeah, Lee. It won't be legally binding, but they'll know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Thanks.
that? Oh, you're welcome. All right, anything else for pre-town meeting?
Other business, did we?
For pre-town meeting?
Yeah, is there? Like with Clint gonna do something?
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
all over.
What was that? Peter Klink is gonna do what?
He is going to have some information about elections. And he is going to have a handout that he will discuss during other business.
Is he talking about Australian ballot?
No, he's proposing that we make a motion to go back to voting the way it was pre-COVID, where we tell the state that they can't send ballots out to people unless they request absentee and not use the Dominion voting machines.
So it's Izzy here. Just a gentle reminder that other business, nothing can be voted on in other business, and that anything that's discussed is non-binding.
Yeah, yeah, and we told him that, and we also said, because it's like a state-run election, we also obviously can't change it because it's state mandated, but
Right.
we said, and he wants to bring it up for the point of it, I guess, like just for saying we did.
Gain public support.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Well, that reminds me that,
We have the move.
right, we
Yes.
had a primary going on. right?
The same day, at the
Yeah.
same time,
We
and
have the.
yeah, we have, well, we
Yeah,
have
they're
just
not-
a tabulator.
It's just a tabulator.
Yeah.
And we're required to because we have over 1,000 people on our checklist.
Yeah.
Mandated.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as far as the JPs are concerned and the Board of Civil Authority, we would be happy to sit down in town hall, but it really has made life a lot easier.
And I mean, we're still going through them and we're still double checking all the write-ins and everything and making sure all the numbers drive, so it saves us a little bit of time, but not till
How late are the polls open?
7.
So we get that.
Yeah,
And they open at 8?
yeah.
And you made all the arrangements to the gym and
Yeah,
you're gonna get your voting stuff up there. and-
yeah, that one's gonna take it up there.
Yeah, okay. And is Lou or somebody gonna set up all the chairs and?
Yeah, I'm meeting with Lou that Monday night, and since the school meeting's not going on, I'll probably set most of it up.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I have to go up this week and talk to him about just the layout and what we need, since we're doing both things at the same time.
Yes. Okay.
Voting's up there,
Yeah, I moved
where's
voting
tabulating?
up there as well, the tabulator will be there.
Yeah. With that 7 division, with the same place that you have to. Different county.
All right. Izzy, if there's nothing else to do, you can close the meeting.
That's right. If there's no objections, then we'll adjourn.
I'm here.
All right. All right, we're adjourned. On to the select board.
See you next Tuesday.
Why is it so scratchy?
I don't know, but I'm not feeling happy with it.
Hey,
Thanks for giving.
Okay, sounds good.
Right guy, right down.
Hey,
See you Friday. See you Friday.
Okay. Kathleen, if you want, you can post it over here. Yeah, should we make a motion to adjourn, like to pause our select board meeting and then make a motion to begin our abatement meeting? We have to vote on the chair. Board of abatement. not BPA.
Nice to meet you all.
Me too.
Nice to see you around. First Tuesday.
Yep.
March, don't miss it.
Unless there's COVID again.
Yeah, well, I'll get all the downloads and I generally approve of everything you're doing, so.
Take a vote. You have a partner?
Yeah,
What name's that?
oh, she's also out of town, but
And then
her
you
name
guys
is
can-
Malio Codis.
Got it.
Yeah. You'll see her, you'll see us around.
Good, we hope so.
All right, thanks everybody.
I know, sorry.
I'll never-
I guess I'll start. I'll call this meeting to order at 6:53 and do we have a? What am I looking for? Quorum. Well, yes, we do have a quorum, but do we have anybody who would like to represent us as chair?
I nominate Rob Howe.
Second. That's fast.
He does a good job.
I've already, any other nominations? I'm happy to do it.
All right. Rob, how you
Okay,
are?
so, Miss Dabasky,
I'm not even on.
why don't we introduce ourselves again? I'm Rob Howe.
Okay,
I'm a JP and I the farm down the road. So,
okay.
and you know Mariah.
Town clerk, yes.
I'm Helen O'Donnell, Justice of the Peace, and I live in South Tunbridge.
Okay.
John O'Brien, I'm up on Moody Road. up
Okay.
separately. What road are you on?
We're on Clay White Hill Road.
Okay.
Probably not. I don't know where.
I live on Folsom now.
Right, you're over the hill.
Hearing on,
Okay. And my name's Kathleen Sebastian. I'm over on 46 Clay White Hill Road. We've had the house over there for almost 30 years now. And then we have the adjoining lanes to it. I don't know if I'm supposed to introduce them.
No, that's okay, go ahead.
So for a while, like we lived up here for a long time, went to New Hampshire for a little bit. I went through a really strung out, years-long divorce. Moved back over here to Tunbridge happily, want to be here with, because we have the property. Fell behind because COVID hit, or at least we came up before COVID, but because of the divorce and everything, we fell behind in taxes, everything. I applied for assistance, got assistance through rehab. I thought at the time when I was dealing with them from the legal aid that they were going to put in, I think, for homestead, but late and pay some fees or something, but I didn't understand it. So that's on me because I didn't understand what they were doing with it. And I think they applied money to my home taxes, but I had taxes due on the two properties that adjoin my house. So, I didn't know that it had gone to a tax sale for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't know. I didn't get it in the mail, or if the mail landed up somewhere else, the kids took it, but I was served with paperwork on February 10th. So at that point, it was a Saturday and I didn't even know who to talk to about it.
So one of those properties, your properties is one of the many tax sales that are,
So tax sales took place on Tuesday,
Oh, they don't.
last Tuesday, and Kathleen emailed us the evening before requesting abatement. So we had to pull her property out from that Tuesday tax sale.
And I didn't know honestly until that Saturday when the representative, she's not a sheriff, but he's, I don't think he's a sheriff. He showed up and he served me with the paperwork. So at that point, I called legal aid the following Monday, which was like February 12th, to see what kind of help, what I could do to prevent a tax sale, because it just raises fees, raises everything going forward, even if I try to get my property back from a tax sale. And he went over my finances and said that he's willing to help me. And he gave me advice on what to do. He also told me to talk to, I can't remember the state, tax advocate. Through the state about property taxes. Which by the time he got back to me, it was the Friday after it. And I tried to reach the person to help me with the abatement on, the one from Vermont tax advocate, but they haven't returned my phone calls yet. I don't know if I'm on the list because everything's happened so quickly. And I guess for an abatement, I was hoping that I could abate at least part of the taxes or part of it, and then give them more time to come up with either a loan or a way to pay back what I owe.
How much is due?
I think with the fees, I don't have the figures in front of me, they're on there. I think the fees totaled 8,000 or something like that for the two properties.
The fees or the
The
tax?
total with everything.
Okay.
is that 2 or 3 years worth of tax?
I believe it possibly is. I don't have all the paperwork about what exactly, I just have the total when they served me of what was due.
Deb, do you know?
Look.
Becky's looking.
I have it as of January. 25 Clearway Road, total due. I also look and see how many years it says. I'm not sure.
And I think what happened was when we got the money from rehab, I was under the impression when I talked to them from Vermont Legal Aid, that it was gonna go to all the properties. You know, not all the properties, only the house and the two that are adjoining it. And I guess it was applied just to the home, but then there was no homesteader or no reduction for that on that property. But I didn't find that out till I talked to legal aid last week.
So when
Does
you,
that make sense? I don't know if I'm,
so when you say there wasn't any reduction for the homestead, is that because it was taxed at a non-residential rate? Is that what you're saying?
right.
So you didn't, and you probably didn't live there, so you couldn't claim it as your homestead at the time?
I could have, I just didn't do the paperwork,
that's-
but they had said something about if you pay a penalty,
So if you don't, I
Possibly.
think if you don't claim it as your homestead,
right?
you do get a penalty. I mean, if you try to
Right.
later, you get that penalty if you don't file by April 15th, at
Right.
least that's the way it used to be,
Okay.
but I don't know if that's. the
And I
case
don't
for
know
you,
either,
but-
because every time, I'm asking questions. I just know I need to do it right this year, because I didn't do it
Mhm.
right other years.
When did you move back to town?
2018,
Okay, so you've been back for a while. I was wondering, just,
and we were just over, like, we were going back and forth anyway in New Hampshire. My ex was living up here anyway, because.
So just describe the properties, it's 3 separate properties, so do you get 3 tax bills or?
Correct, because in my house, and that's another problem, my ex has not been paying support payments, child support payments. And also we can't find him. The last time we tried to have him served was, he was supposed to be out in Las Vegas, and that failed. So now I have to go back through the Vermont courts and then try to find him. I guess they can do some tracing and try to find him and then go that route. Because right now he's in arrears over 30,000 in child support, because he stopped with COVID, and that's part of the thing too, so. It threw us way out. I work 2 jobs, so it's not like I'm not working. I work one job that's 30 to 32 hours a week, and I work the other one at 10 to 15, depending what I join down fabrics down in West Love for the second one. So it just, as everybody knows, it's tight these days. You don't make enough to cover your bills, and I have my oldest son, he's still there, he's 25, he's on the autism spectrum. So he's not going anywhere, and he's not employed, he's with me. He also has physical problems, so we have medical bills. My youngest one has some issues too, so we're dealing with medical issues with her. We don't even have insurance, so I have to apply for, I think it's Dr. Dinosaur for that one. My middle one is going to CCV, so she's going to the community college, but because we don't make enough right now, some of that's covered under grants, so that's a good thing. And she plans on staying here too, but, it's just been rough. I mean, I know it's rough for everybody, so I don't even wanna. It's hard to bring up for everything, but, and then the car keeps breaking down.
for abatement hearings, we have a certain list of our requirements. I meant to bring it.
I have it right here.
We have to find a category that would qualify for us to be able to allow to do that. So either someone's died, or someone's been removed from the state, somebody's not able to pay the tax, interest, and collection of fees. And that certainly sounds like. Oh. Taxes on real estate lost or destroyed the tax year, such as a fire or whatever. So anyway, we would have to figure out whether or not any of your requests meet these qualifications. I guess that's all I'm trying to say.
And I'd be willing to, whatever you need for documentation. I think I asked you, like, if I should bring stuff today. I didn't have enough time to get it all together. But I can bring in my pay checks, everything else for money, how much expenses, everything. I'm probably on the border of being able to apply for, the food stamp stuff again. But I don't, you try not to, because you also like don't want to use everything, and you try to get by, without doing stuff like that. It's a recovery thing for me.
So you've been delinquent for a few years, right? So did you get delinquent notices?
I didn't get them. I don't know if I got them.
So that's to me, that's an issue if people are. I think I've heard other people say they didn't get their notices, so that's a.
Sometimes
I
we
mean-
get our mail, like our mail goes, like we get everybody's mail, because our road sometimes as you know, it's clay white, but is it clay white? WIGHT, is it WHITE? And then whether or not they're delivering to the right part, because remember the bottom of the road is clay white road.
Right.
Ours is clay white hill road. I think you guys still have it spelled WHITE or WIGHT.
No, and Tunbridge is gonna be a chance. In other towns, it's gonna be five.
But you're also Randolph Center.
Correct, so then people also, we miss a lot of mail, we get a lot of mail for other people. Mail becomes an issue just, and I thought it was everybody that has mail problems up here, but you get mail problems.
I think you weren't aware of the situation, so you haven't had a conversation with Joe Caitlin as far as like
No.
a payment plan to somehow.
No,
Okay.
no, we talked, I think the last time was when we emailed, it was about the VHAP program. And I have to say, sometimes I get overwhelmed with it. It becomes, too much to deal with sometimes with everything else that's been going on. You know, because it doesn't matter to everybody else, but when your car breaks down and you can't get to work, and then you have to figure out how to get towed and figure out the money to pay for the car, which just happened again to me. You know, and then, like, you know, you get the flooding, and also you try to walk up to your house, but the mud's coming off the hill. And you thankfully got rocks there because you can't afford to put stairs in. I mean, it's been a long getting back on track. You know, my other job, I worked for a law firm down in White River, but I only worked there 30 hours a week. So I'm doing better, like getting better and back on my feet. But it just, when you work at Joanne and you make only $16 an hour there, it doesn't pay the bills. Not with having, you know, 3 kids and issues and everything we've got going on. And then having to go after the, you know, tax for not any support. It's been hard to. It's hard to roll over and be over. So that was the only reason.
I was just wondering, Becky, do you know what the mailing address is for this property? I mean, if the mail is an issue, whether it's Joe not communicating directly with her or obviously you receive the tax bills,
Right.
so.
So the tax bills and the delinquent taxes go to the same place.
That's what I was wondering.
They're the same.
Is it Randolph Center or Randolph?
Is it? No, so it is white, WIGHT, not WHIT. I'm just checking again, because I know it changed, but they have us on
I'm
different
trying
stuff.
to picture that sign when you go on 14 there, what it does say.
That's white, WIGHT.
WIGHT.
But it isn't in Tunbridge.
It isn't in Tunbridge because at
That's
some
very much.
point, and I'm not sure. I believe a lawyer changed it in the land records, and then all lawyers copied what that lawyer had done. So then it became.
Yeah, that's right. I think I
WHIT.
do remember something about that.
And it happened like 15 years ago, and
Right.
even though the road should be WIGHT.
A lot of different things have it spelled differently, like, so if you go into the GPS or into the mail, like, it will autocorrect to white, WHITE.
So we do have, your address in here is 46 Clay White, WIGHT in Randolph Center.
But I use a lot of times WHITE because that's what,
So your
Right.
address, your 911 address
okay,
is,
WIGHT.
yes.
And is it 46? Randolph Center would be what you're.
Correct.
I mean, I just find it hard that if you've been delinquent for a few years, that Joe isn't getting mail to her. I mean, somehow, if you get tax bills, and it's all going to the same address, why you get some, and you don't get others, you know, that's.
I don't know, and I'm not trying to say I don't know, it could be me, it could be my kids, it could be I just don't get it, I don't know.
Right.
So, I mean, we also didn't get two bank, cards that were supposed to come in, we didn't get those either. We have to-
Are there dwellings on those, the 44 and the 25, or are they just parcels?
The other two, they're land, they're adjoining mine. I was gonna put it all together, but my husband's still on the deed for 46. So until I go back to court, because he was supposed to have signed that over to me, until I could find him and take him back to court for that, I can't get him off the deed. Unless I go to court, do that whole, I guess the notice thing, and then go through the whole legal steps to do that. Which I haven't done, just money wise.
You couldn't even sell it.
No,
He's on the deed.
he's on the deed. It's a problem, so I'm actually planning on going down and getting the paperwork and filing it against him again, wherever he is, and hopefully somebody else can find him, because I think they have other services that they can use to trace people, whether, I think through driver's licenses or something like that. And hopefully they'll be able to find him. But no, he hasn't signed that over. Which I just, even if you try to go get loans too on your house or do anything is an issue.
But he's only on the house deed,
He's not in the house.
and the two land is just cheap.
Correct. Correct. And one of them is landlocked.
I'm sort of remembering that.
Yeah, like from a while ago. And the other one was when they originally built the two houses up there, then one divided one of theirs. Our neighbor divided theirs, and then we bought that lot.
Who lives in the other one?
John and Ashley,
Oh, Lawson.
Larson.
Yeah, okay.
Larson. Yeah, they live in the other one. And I had to even sell the other one that we owned on Kelsey Mountain Road. A while back, just so that we had money to live on. We had a parcel over there years ago.
On Kelsey Mountain.
I think it was Kelsey Mountain still. Right at the, before you go down the hill.
And you sold that?
Yeah. Didn't want to, but. You know, you have to do what you have to do, but these are part of our house, these are. So, if I can do anything to help keep it or help. Make a payment plan, I don't know, I may cancel my health insurance, I know that sounds. But that's $200 a month, so they can go to something. Except if you cancel the health insurance, then your prescriptions go up.
Can't win.
No, not that, but at the same time, I think I may be able to get it under VA now, because I think they're opening up benefits more to the VA stuff. For veterans.
Are you a veteran?
Yeah. Of course, so I'm hoping that would be one less expensive, I can do that. I'm working on stuff, I just really don't wanna lose properties, and I don't wanna increase costs, because I know I still have to make up on my house taxes too, so. It's just the road coming back. Like I said, I know I'm not alone, because I know there's other people that are struggling with stuff too.
Anybody have any questions? The way we deal with this, giving us a lot of testimony, and we have pretty good understanding of where you're coming from, and what your situation is, and we go into we discuss it amongst ourselves, and then we make a decision about what to do for you.
And if you need any kind of, financial paperwork, whatever you need, I can provide that extra too. So you know what I make and what I have for bills. Right, free to go then, or should I?
Well, you can't say. Unless it's something more you'd like to share with us, so.
No, just that I'm just trying to get back on my feet and like get back to, getting things in the way, so. It just takes a while, not an easy road to come back on, and honestly, the pandemic hurt a lot of people, so. That was hard.
Thank you for sharing with us, because it's hard to open up your personal life and everything in front of a bunch of people you don't know.
I know, but maybe I'll get to know you also, come back over here, and I have a notary in the state.
Good
So,
to know.
just on the side thing, because I do that at my other job, but, so I am trying to get back into it. So it's just harder when you're older with stuff, so, thank you.
But working in a law firm, you get any help from, Yeah.
They're a corporate law firm. So, no, no, and if you did, they charge $5.25 an hour.
yeah,
And they're out of Manchester, so they have a big law firm over there, but they only have a few attorneys that work out of the White River office. You know,
there's 3 legal clinics and at the law school.
that's why I've actually gone to legal.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to
that's-
legal aid that was
Okay.
working with me on stuff, but then also it comes up quick for them to turn around. You know, they directed me to the taxpayer advocate, which I haven't heard from yet. I don't know if that will make a difference or anything, but I haven't talked to them yet, so. And that's through the state. Which may be something other people could use too. I don't know if it makes a difference going forward for taxes or for anything, but. Well, yes, I wish they would help me, but no. No, it's, no, they, no, corporate law, so. All right, well, thank you. Thank you. I'll go, which way?
Oh, yeah, boards here.
Yep. Thank you.
I make the motion that we move into executive session. Well, I'll.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure if they were actually on or not.
Meeting room.